All right, what's going on, guys? Alex Fleischer here. Glad to be back doing another interview. It's been, I think it's been a week. It's been, in my opinion, a very long time. Glad I finally be doing one again. Hopefully you won't have to have a week break again. That was a little bit annoying, but anyways, before we get this thing started, just gotta plug my Instagram real quick. iHoopsFL. It's where you're gonna see all the highlights, all the best clips. If any of these interviews I've ever done will always be found on there. Is there anything you want to plug or anybody you want to shout out before we get this thing started?
No, I'm good. Everything's right at the bottom, so chilling.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, but I doubt people even read that thing anyway. So I just kind of do it because it looks cool.
Yeah, I mean when I watch some of your interviews, I read the bottom. So
yeah, I'm sure you had a good time reading that stuff, right?
I mean I watched David Majors and
Oh
Ben
yeah,
Lewis.
yeah.
They're my teammates, so I just kind of had to check
Oh
that
yeah,
out.
yeah. But you didn't watch the whole thing though, right? Those were kind of long. Those were long ones.
Nah, I just watched the Instagram.
Oh yeah. Smart. Yeah, that one. The one with David was crazy because I guess there was like a tornado warning where he lived. I'm like so scared of tornadoes. Like we're about to start, like how we were talking before, and then he goes, and then he's like, yo, like I gotta go. Like there's about to be a tornado. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like that's like one of my big. I don't know like what your biggest fear is, but tornadoes probably one of my biggest fears.
In terms of like natural disaster type biggest fears,
I mean, there's only like a few. Like I guess
I would say like a tsunami.
Oh yeah. But the one thing for me with tsunamis is like, of course I'm scared of them too. Like I'm scared of like everything. But at least like I make my fears personal. Like I know a tornado. I haven't seen one yet, but I know there's like decent chance that could happen where I live.
Right.
Like a tsunami. I think if there was one, like maybe I get mild flooding where I live. Like I live 45 minutes away from the beach. 45 minutes. Yeah. 45 minutes like west from the beach. So yeah, so I'm not like scared of tsunamis. Now I'm like, of course I'd be scared of earthquakes, but like neither you or I live on the West Coast, so that's not really. Actually, there was an earthquake actually that like hit where I lived actually. Like recently in Cuba, there was a big earthquake, and I guess like we got like the effects of it because a lot of our stuff started shaking, and yeah. Oh yeah, it was because like I was just like, wait, do you do online school or in person school?
Online.
Yeah, so I'm in my room doing homework, and there's some big bang, and we had no idea like what it was. Like I thought like my mom fell down, or, like my sister, or, like one of my siblings fell down, or something like that. But I guess like we didn't know we lived in the house, like, there was like nothing, it just looked like whatever. But I guess there was like an earthquake. That's what happened.
That's crazy.
And that was pretty crazy. But I don't want to talk about scary things too often since it's kind of late. Gonna go to bed soon. I want to go to bed scared. But You got some shoes next to you. So when that passion for shoes start?
I would say about 8th grade-ish. I wasn't really that concerned about my shoes or anything like that, but I went to public school, and then obviously I started going to private school and I started high school, so the shoe game kind of died down because you can't wear your own like shoes to school. But yeah, 8th grade, I would say Jordan 1 fan, my favorite shoe. So
yeah, when you like, what's the shoe you have to wear for school? Is it just like a dress shoe or?
I actually just transferred and I'm all online. So like I really don't know.
Yes. So what were you wearing or were you at public school before?
You had to wear like Sperry's or like.
Oh, yeah, that's like one of my go-to shoes actually. Like if I ever have to go and put on shoes like fast and just leave my house, that's what I put on always.
I guess like people call them boat shoes or whatever.
Yeah. That's what I used to call them. Like when I just got them in elementary school, because I've had Sperry's for like a while, but I used to hate them. Like my mom got them for me as my dress shoe. Like if I go to, like temple or church or whatever, and she called them boat shoes, but I hated them. And then middle school, like I started calling them Sperry's, and I pretty much that's like my go-to shoe now. Wear with anything like athletic shorts, athletic pants, nice pants, like anything. That's my go-to. Yeah. What's your like? If I said, oh, I need you to go, like you got to go get ready quick. And you can't wear flip flops or anything like that. What's that? What's that shoe you're gonna put on?
Jordan ones probably. I mean, it depends on the weather, but I feel like you could really wear Jordan ones, like regardless of the situation. Um, yeah, I probably throw in like Jordan ones, pair of jeans, shirt, depending on how like cold it is, a hoodie. But it's not hard. Like if you have a couple pairs, you could pretty much match with anything for the most part. They come in a lot of different colorways, so anything really. You don't have to have like a deep wardrobe to just have a pair of Jordan ones. Throw them on real quick.
Yeah, I do kind of feel like though, like I mean, unless you get black and gray Jordan ones, something like that, which are kind of weird. I don't know. I feel like they kind of have to match with outfits. Like if I got the Obsidians, for example, you
Right.
can't wear those with everything.
Nah,
Like
you
you
can't.
can wear them with like basic colors, but you can't wear like a red or I mean like you can't wear a purple. It would look interesting. Or like a purple shirt and like
Right.
blue pant. Like they just want to go well. You need to dig different shoes. So like what do you kind of mean by that? Because there's not like you can't not every Jordan matches with every outfit unless you get like just all white or all black or like a weird colorway.
Yeah, I hear you. I got a couple, so I kind of try to when I buy them, I try to get some like different colors, so I could figure out a way to match all the clothes I have.
Yeah. For me, like I actually have three shoes. I guess I could be wearing, or technically four if you count the Sperry's. I could just wear like change them out. But for some reason, like I've just been wearing this one pair, not because I like it the most. Well, I guess like I don't feel like wearing the other pairs of shoes. Like it's like this is the shoe
Right.
I got most recently. Like I don't know. Is that something? Have you ever gotten to a point where you just kept putting on the same shoe just because you just didn't feel like trying to pick the other
Yeah.
one, or do you always change them out all the time?
Nah, like recently I've been kind of rotating between like the Obsidian ones, which I told you I like in the back, where I kind of
Yeah.
throw those on to leave, or I had a pair of like Nike like training shoes, like running shoes. But it started snowing a lot, so I try to like throw on the Jordan ones or like if I have a pair of boots or something, like Tim's or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where I go to, and like when it gets back to the summer, I'm probably throwing on like a running shoe or something like that. So
Yeah. What's like the Nike running shoe we're talking about? Do you have it? Do you have it next to you?
no, those are in the back room as well. Like every shoe that I continue like to go outside with, they just stay back there. So these are really just the shoes that just stay here for the most part.
Oh, okay.
They're like I want to say like the Reacts maybe. I'm not sure.
Oh.
They're
Well,
like
I
the
know.
fly knit ones that are like really they're like stretchy material.
Yeah. Well, there's different like the Reacts. So the Reacts have like the dots on the, or not. They're more like circles stuff on the. I don't know what you call it, like near the bottom of the shoe. Then
Yeah,
the Flyknit is kind of more like a, I can say like a generic-ish sneaker, but it has a big cushion at the bottom.
right.
And then like the Vapor Maxes, there's like Flyknit Vapor Maxes where they're like kind of stretchy at the top, but then it's a Vapor Max, and you know how
Right.
those.
Yeah, I have one pair of Vapor Max. I don't even know where they are to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, yeah. But I love Vapor Max, but like with I don't see a lot of guys. That's why I asked. Like I feel like a lot of guys don't wear those running shoes. Like or I mean, guys wear Vapor Maxes and the Air Maxes, but no one wears like a Flyknit as kind of their cool shoe. Like I can't tell you the last time I've seen a basketball player wear Flyknits before. Like if I'm gonna see him wear a more generic Nike shoe, I'm gonna see him wear Vapor Maxes, and that's basically it. So that's
Right.
pretty interesting. Yeah, and you are at Archbishop Stepanak. I don't know if it's like a legendary program, but at least last year, great program. This year too, they're looking pretty solid. And I saw you made a whole post. I'm not gonna lie to you, that you wrote a pretty long message. I really didn't feel like reading it. So
Right.
can you kind of take us through like whatever you put in there, pretty much that led you to play
Yeah.
there?
During this pandemic, times got like really crucial for like me and my family. So there was like an executive decision made that we were gonna move back to New York, and it wasn't basketball related at all. And kind of um, in that Instagram post that I made, I just want to make it clear that I was very appreciative to my teammates and my coaches from the past school that I went to, Bethlehem Catholic High School, and just kind of showing the love that I have for those people, and also the love that I had to coming back home and going to school out here as well. So I didn't want to leave anybody in limbo to guess why I left or why I came back, and I just wanted to make my message very clear as of to why everything was happening. So that's what my last Instagram post was about, and I thought it was necessary to write all those things because you don't want to leave anybody out, or
Yeah.
don't want to leave any situation making anybody feel less than, because I was very appreciative to my last coach, Coach McClary, and all my teammates. So
Yeah, and that definitely is pretty smart because yeah, like I know the circumstances behind it, but yeah, that's pretty like necessary to do because again, like if I saw if I just saw if I had no content, like
right,
I would assume oh he didn't like the school he's at before or he's like going to a
right,
basketball. That's kind of what you think, it's like an instinct. You see a guy transfer, like unless he says it's not because of basketball, like we just have to move, then you're going to assume that it was because of basketball. But were you at
right.
all nervous that some people were you at all scared when you were making that decision? Like oh I'm committing to or I guess I'm transferring this school now. Like
Right.
were you people weren't going to get it?
Um, no, because that's why I wrote my message. At first I wouldn't say I was scared, but I just wanted people to understand why, which is why I wrote the message. So after I put that out, I wasn't really concerned about what people thought because the truth is I wrote a pretty long paragraph about it. So you can't really judge my decision if you didn't read what was under my post. So, and plus, I think it really only matters to the people who it was supposed to matter to, in the public eye. If people have their own decisions, and that's absolutely fine. So, as long as my coaches and my teammates understood why, and the people who are closest to me understood why, that's all that really mattered to me.
Yeah, definitely. And where were you living before? Were you living like still up north or what state were you in before?
So I was in Pennsylvania, like in the Lehigh Valley area, like around Easton, Bethlehem. Not a lot of people know that much around over
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I've never been to Pennsylvania before, so I got no
Yeah,
idea what you're talking about. I'm just thinking
when you talk
more
about
like
Pennsylvania, everybody thinks about like Philly.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, or Pittsburgh, I guess.
yeah, Pittsburgh, but I'm like literally 5 hours from Pittsburgh because Pennsylvania is huge. So like, you could be 5 hours from somewhere in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So I was actually a lot closer to Jersey in New York than I was to Pittsburgh.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. So you were still friends like with all those Team Rio, like you were with Team Rio before then, right? Because I was gonna tell like that's
I
kind of
wasn't.
or you at least like did you know those guys
I knew
before?
David Major, but it wasn't from Rio. I had went to a summer camp with him. So like I was friends with David since I want to say probably the third grade. So I knew them. I kept in like touch with him because he's right there, right in Jersey. So yeah. And then it wasn't like a Rio commute to get to the gym. It wasn't too bad. I mean it's like an hour and change. So yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of those guys like Ben, you met him I guess last year now.
Yeah, I met Ben last year. I pretty much like met all those guys that I played with for the first time that year, with like some exceptions. Like there was a guy from my area who came down, and David. But aside from that, that was really it. Everybody else was new.
Okay, but do any of them but I guess because I know Stepanak, like that's more obviously it's not extremely West New York, but it's more West than New York City and New York and New Jersey. So are you kind of like are you still kind of far away from a lot of those guys?
No, not at all. I'm actually a little bit closer. New York and New Jersey and Pennsylvania area. I mean, when you're talking about going back and forth, everything's pretty much the same
Yeah,
time
I'm learning
wise.
a lot about my geography. Like I'm hoping I'm right, but I just kind of
Yeah, I'm
all,
not. I'm not the best with that either.
yeah, all I know is Stepanak is not in New or if
It's
you
not in the city. No.
yeah, and we're gonna talk about that later because some people are like, oh, is it city basketball? It's not, but all I know is it's not that near the city. That's
Right.
all I basically know.
Yeah, as far as that, like if you want me to answer that question in terms of like what type of basketball it is.
No wait, no. I want to figure out this whole geography thing first.
In terms of what? Okay, so Stepanak is in Westchester County, in White Plains, New York.
Oh yeah, yeah.
which is
I've been there before actually.
yeah,
Like
which is not in the city, but it's not too far from the city
yeah, yeah.
either.
It's like is it like an hour and a half
Not even.
or
It's
like
I would say
45
it's
minutes
closer
maybe?
than that. I mean, but you know, in New York City, you have traffic. So
Yeah.
if the roads were clear, it'd probably take you like I want to say 30 to 40 minutes to get into the
Yeah,
city.
yeah.
But I mean, that's not the case, right? All the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a friend, he moved on to Maryland now, but he lived do you know where have you heard of Hopewell Junction before?
No.
Yeah, you probably haven't, but it's like I don't know if it's near. I don't know the airport you have to go to get there is Westchester Airport. I don't know if you've gone. Have you gone to that airport before or no?
Nah, I fly out of
That
like
airport's
there.
crazy.
Yeah.
That airport, it's basically like nothing. Like it's the smallest airport I've ever gone in. It's at like two terminals or something like that, or one. Like it's that airport is crazy small. But yeah, so that's how I kind of know that area a little bit.
Right.
So yeah, but I guess now talking about the whole thing because like I'm sure you've seen that Slam documentary thing about Stepanak where people are saying like, oh, it's not city basketball or like yeah, well no, we are city basketball. Like
Right.
what do you consider it and how do you kind of deal with people? Some people saying like, no, you
Um,
guys don't play city ball or you might think you do.
in terms of New York basketball, like in general, it's the best school in New York. I mean, hands down. Um, you play a hard schedule. You play teams outside of the state. I mean, we were supposed to play Sierra Canyon this year. So, I mean, in terms of playing high level basketball, I don't really see any other team out of New York playing the type of basketball that we play. City basketball, I mean, everybody has a different definition of city basketball, like where you come from, right? You have people from New Jersey, people from New York, people from Atlanta, people from all over. So, what city basketball means to certain people, I'm not 100% sure. So, but if we're talking about New York City basketball,
Yeah.
yeah, Archbishop Stepanak, that's where it's at. I mean, it doesn't really get any better than that.
Yeah. And wait, I just realized wait, Adrian Griffin's 2021, right?
Yeah.
So have you practiced with him before yet or not yet?
I haven't practiced with him yet. Practice was supposed to start today, but obviously all the snow we got, then it just got canceled for tomorrow because of the weather. But as soon as this is over, yeah, I'm excited to get in the gym with everybody, all my teammates.
Oh, so today was supposed to be your very first day of practice, like
Yeah, like official first day of practice. Everything was cleared, and we were supposed to start getting going. So yeah, but the weather what is what it is.
yeah, yeah. So do you know anybody on the team or like, have you met anybody on the team or will it then be
Yeah, I've met majority of my teammates like Sam, my point guard, Malcolm, Joel, a lot of guys on my team, Boogie. There's a lot of guys. So I met majority of my teammates. Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like, I completely forgot like well because obviously I knew I never like speak to him before, so I like unfollowed him on Instagram and everything. Like I completely forgot Adrian Griffin like existed. I used to usually one of the few players I knew because
Right.
basketball. I completely forgot about him. So that's that's crazy. Is he kind of like the most high profile guy that you've probably played with so far in your basketball career?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he committed to Duke. He's a five
Yeah,
star. I'm pretty sure he's like top 10 in the
yeah,
nation. So, I mean, I would say he's the on my team who I like actually been on the same team as. Yes, I would say he's the highest profile basketball player I play with.
yeah. So is that someone like are you extremely excited to meet him? Like, do you not really care too much? Like, what about like with him?
I mean, he's gonna be my teammate. So like when you get into the realm of talking about teammates, you're supposed to have like a brotherhood. So
Yeah,
I'm excited to meet him as I was excited to meet all the rest of my teammates. I'm more excited to play with everybody collectively. We haven't been able to play any basketball yet, so I'm ready to just get the ball rolling. And I'm excited that I have great teammates all around. Like not only him, there's other great basketball players on my team. So I'm excited to just get going.
yeah. So when are you guys supposed to start playing high school basketball?
Like our first game, I don't know. They haven't dropped the schedule yet, so we kind of got to get through that first step of like X amount of days of practice, however many scrimmages, and then we'll figure all that out.
Okay, so but do you guys follow the same procedure as New York? Like whatever let me see, the NY probably NYHAA or whatever it's called. Are you guys in the same like thing with all public schools, like in terms of that, or are you guys like a more independent team? Like you guys just do whatever?
Well, I'm pretty sure all the public schools down here are closed in terms of like sports. We're in a
Yeah,
Catholic league.
you guys are an independent, I guess, team now. Like you don't really follow those rules. Like here, like for me, like my schools, I go to public school, so we're part of the FHSAA, the Florida
Right.
High School, whatever athletic association. Then there's a top 25 team here, Calvary Christian, that lives in the same county as me, but they're a private school, so they were still playing while every other team was shut down.
Right.
So you guys would still play?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're still gonna play and have a season. I'm not too familiar because I just got down here in terms of playing sports here. I know where I came from. It was just the PIAA, and that's kind of just the rules that everybody followed. So I'm not 100% sure how that works down here. I know that we're in our own league. There's a public school league, and then there's a like New York Catholic league. I'm pretty sure. So I think there's two totally separate groups.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that that Catholic League thing is pretty. I don't know. Like, did you end up watching those videos or no? Those like slam videos.
Oh yeah. I watch them.
Yeah, that thing looked pretty lit. Like that whole those games they had, like that obviously like kind of sucks. It's not going to be anywhere close to the way it was last year, but
Right.
that looked crazy.
Yeah, it was. I actually went to. This was way before I even like Stepanak was a thought. My brother had played Stepanak, and it's kind of crazy because like a New York versus New Jersey type situation. They played at I want to say Mount St. Michael's, and it was a pretty huge game. So I went there. I watched the game. It was a big deal.
Yeah, like just the whole atmosphere was pretty unbelievable. I thought it was crazy, especially since it's
Yeah.
technically not again city basketball in the way. Like I don't care, man. Like that's what they said. Like not mine. So it was definitely something pretty pretty cool to watch. Like that atmosphere was just crazy. But Team Rio, like you obviously do know a lot of the guys now. But did you guys play over the summer, or how were you able to meet all of them? Because I don't remember you guys playing unless you did.
Yeah, we played. There were outdoor tournaments. It was nothing like UAA, take a plane and we're out. It was everything was pretty local for the most part. I met my teammates. Obviously, there was practices, so that's how I met like all my teammates, and that's pretty much how AAU went. It wasn't really eventful because of COVID and taking precautions. So that was really it for AAU.
Yeah, definitely. And what about with the and then with Team Rio, just like what was this kind of first year? Obviously, it was weird, but what was that first year like?
It was good. I think the coaches really do care about you as a personal basketball player. Instead of, I feel like some programs, they just try to get like all the best kids and put them on one team, and they kind of tell you like, hey, let's just go out there and score, try to find out a way to win. I think they're really focused on one, you as an individual basketball player, and formulating a good team that can win together. And they're really focused on playing good basketball instead of individual basketball. Go get your own or whatever.
And I know some people from Team Rio got to go to the McDonald's All American camp. Did you guys go there too?
Yeah, I went in Texas. I did go. I don't remember everybody. I think it was me, Ben, Elijah, Trey. I don't want to say her name incorrectly. I think her name is Paulina from the
Yeah.
girls team, and I'm pretty sure that was it. I hope I'm not missing. Oh, Rafael Castro. I know he went, and I think that's it. I think I got everybody.
Yeah, so going, or I guess first being invited to that camp, a lot of people want to be a McDonald's All American. So obviously, like, that doesn't mean you were the McDonald's All-American of your class, but still, like you kind of got that honor. So how did it feel, or what did it mean to you to be invited to that camp?
It means a lot. You know, you get recognized as for your skill as a basketball player, and I think that's huge. And it meant a lot to me, especially because you get to play top competition, and you know sometimes you can't always go. Like me personally, before transferring schools, I wasn't really going out of my state to play basketball. So you have a lot of top ranked kids that you don't really see until AAU time comes around, and it kind of gave me an opportunity to see what was going on in terms of my class, and everybody was there in one spot. So I was very privileged to be able to get invited.
Yeah, and not everybody at that camp, or sorry, not everybody invited to that camp got to go, or chose to go,
Right.
but you still got to play against a lot of top level competition. So what was that like? You know, competing against guys again from all around the country that were also very or ranked very high as well.
It was eye opening to me because everybody watches highlights on YouTube. When you see these guys in the gym, I mean, they're obviously good at basketball. A lot of them are very talented and skilled, but you can tell the difference between people who are getting highlight films made and the kids who actually work hard. I mean, all those kids work though, and you know, I went to the camp and it was competitive. Everybody played hard, and you know, everybody was going at each other's heads. So it was a pretty good time.
Were there any guys at that camp that you were able to kind of meet and become somewhat friends with that, you know, aren't from the, I guess, the Northeast area, like people from around the country that maybe would never have met otherwise?
Oh yeah, so I'm pretty sure you interviewed him from McEachern, Chance. I've
Oh
had
yeah,
film
yeah,
with.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
on his team. He's a really cool kid. Isaac, he just committed to Virginia. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, those two guys I kind of got to make friends with, connect. I would have never met them otherwise if I wasn't put on their team. So yeah.
Yeah, those are definitely some cool people to talk to. I know Isaac. I've spoken to him before. He's whatever. Then Chance is definitely a cool dude for sure. I was glad I was able to talk to him a couple of times when I was in Atlanta. So yeah, that was definitely cool. And going into your recruitment process now, can you talk about what that's all been like for you?
Yeah. When the recruitment first started opening up around that time, I want to say in the summer.
Yeah, it was June 15th exactly.
Right.
The date.
My recruitment wasn't too crazy at that time. Um, with COVID, I didn't really get to have a lot of like film. So coming off of playing my first year of varsity basketball, it wasn't too crazy. But I got my two offers on that first day, and after that, there was a couple coaches who had reached out to me.
Okay, but I mean that's a crazy day. Like two offers in one day. Like how good did that feel? Like I don't know if you maybe would rather have gotten like maybe one the week after and another one like a couple months after and spread them out that way. But how good did it feel though knowing because a lot of players got like five offers that day, three offers that day. Like how good did that feel knowing when that day came? I think so. Or that day, whatever that day came, that didn't come, whichever one makes
Right,
sense.
right.
How could that feel knowing like you were included as one of those guys that were able to receive offers that day? Like you weren't one of the oddballs that actually didn't end up getting an offer on June 15th. How was that for you?
It felt great. I mean, you obviously feel blessed when a school decides to offer you scholarship and an offer. But no knock to those guys who didn't, you know, because the truth is, you have all of high school to prove yourself to whatever coach you go, like whatever coach school you want to go to. And the truth is, you got to put in the time and the work. So, I mean, personally, I felt very blessed. You know, you kind of, that's what you play for, right? You want to continue to go to the next level and the next level. So I was happy. I was excited. And yeah, I'm extremely blessed.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's awesome. And have there been any schools that haven't showing any recent interest in you? Obviously, you haven't played high school basketball yet in 2021, or probably not a lot in 2020 anyway. So, but are there any schools that haven't showing you any recent interest?
Yeah, so most recently, I'll say UPenn, Providence, Georgetown, Siena, George Mason, and I want to say that's it. Maybe this I might be missing a few. Hopefully not, but those
Yeah,
are
yeah,
the
yeah. Those are definitely some pretty good schools for sure. But I think that's all. I actually, before we kind of wrap it up, can you share like what are some of your career goals?
I definitely want to win a state championship in high school. I think it's very possible to do, especially with the group of guys that I'm playing with. Um, I actually want to play basketball in college, and I want to go to the NBA. So um, that's pretty much my career goals, and to just sustain at all those levels and continue to get better.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's awesome. But yeah. So before we kind of end this thing, is there any final like remarks you want to make? Any big life lessons that you've learned, and or any like last advice or anything like that you want to say before we end this thing?
Yeah, I mean, one, thank you for having me on the interview, and you know, any basketball player out there, just continue to work hard. I mean, I feel like a lot of kids might be underdogs in some certain situations. I feel like they might not have certain offers that they want, certain interests that they want. But at the end of the day, as we always see in basketball, hard work always prevails. So I'll just say keep working hard.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, really appreciate you for coming on. Really means a lot to me. Anyways, make sure you guys give us a follow on Instagram at Isaiah.a_7. I'm I hoops FL. Anyways, for 2022, Archbishop Stepanak, small forward, Isaiah Alexander. I'm Isaac Fleischer, and this has been another I hoops FL interview. Peace out.